All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Final Round 17. My name is Scott. This is my esteemed guest, Rich. What's going on, sir?
Hello, sir. Thanks for having me.
As always. Now, we've been around the block so many times.
Yes.
So many times. And we've been here for so damn long. And I don't know if we need to tell everyone our backstory at this moment. But in 2014, where do we need to go as a whole? Not the FGC, not just everybody. Where do we need to go?
We need to play more games.
Okay.
We need to explore ways that we can talk about these games and find more stories to talk about than the given.
All right. And what topics do you think that we should talk about more? What topics should we touch on more as gamers or as consumers?
To be honest, like there's a lot of things that have been inspiring me personally.
Okay.
But it's like what good can come out of gaming?
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of things that could be touched up on there. It's a matter of prioritizing correctly.
Okay.
So, I mean, for me, like, I always get asked this question, and it's a great segue to jump into like, kind of what we're talking about right now. But, Rich, would you ever join in tournaments, like, for Killer Instinct, specifically?
All right.
And what I tell people is, like, if I had a chance to play, I would love to play for some type of like benefit for people outside of our community, maybe people within our community, but to play for a charity, to play for like some type of, like, to be specific, like I'd love to play for cancer research, or I'd love to play for, to help out foster kids who just are troubled or who can't find homes or just can't find love in their life, but to show that aspect of something that we love that's paying out to like just a greater payback in life in general. So, and I think that these are things that are like hard to come by because, FGC, it's poverty gaming. It's tough. We grew up learning how to budget a quarter and making that last for a day, or going to GameStop, copping a used game and enjoying it with your friends just as much as anyone else would, or just that, like going over a friend's house and sharing that experience. So it's hard to think outside of ourselves because there's so much time that you need to invest as a player who plays fighting games. But maybe that extra thought, and I've been seeing a lot of these things. Like there's this one guy out there, he plays RPGs, like MMOs and all these other types of games, but he's been dedicating his life to like do these types of things. This guy Athene. And really inspiring guy, and I just saw his documentary and I'm like, I'd love to see that. Or I'd love to see that branch out from people in our community, because fighting game guys are smart. Yeah. The amount of variables and things that you have to think about to succeed in the games that you play just show the capacity of one's brain.
Right. It requires a lot of thought.
Hell yeah. But if we can use that brain or that brain power to exercise more than just winning and maybe trying to bring more love into the world, I think that would be a cool thing. Like, that's the type of exposure that we should go for. Not like, oh, this is an 8-time champ.
Yeah.
No, the community, what if, like, the community raised $8 million for cancer research to help something out, to help the actual world, and that it was all sourced from games that require you to kick the shit out of somebody.
All right. Now, with that being said, do you think that the FGC could do this alone, or should we join forces with the esports community? Or
honestly, like,
because personally, I don't see why there is a division. Actually, I don't understand why we are in FGC. Why can't we just be gamers?
To me, I'd never heard of the term FGC until like 2009 when Street Fighter 4 hit. Like, there was this absolute need to label this group of people who like the specific genre, but the bottom line is that we're all playing games. And I think the underlying fact is that we're all playing competitively. So I start to separate that, and then you have all these different branches where at the end of the day, all we're doing is versing each other. We're all playing under brackets with winners and losers side, with the only differentiation of the actual game genre and perhaps rule set. So, like, that came into play, and then because of that, all these different, like, standpoints and arguments start to come in. And then you start to have, like, these BS quarrels between the two. So I think that those quarrels are just time that is wasted. So rather than like finding ways to grow, to get bigger, to expand, and to like unify things, like time is spent on that. So I mean, to me, like, I think FGC it's good to have an understanding of like what group is playing what, but don't let that be the thing that separates other folks. You know what I mean? So.
That's great. On the base level.
Yeah.
Because I would say that,
Base.
you know, I would say that your base.
Base.
Okay, all right. I would say that you are definitely on the upper echelon of people in the gaming community. All right, I would say that you're definitely on the upper echelon. Now, people at the base, okay, people at the bottom, just getting in, how should they contribute?
Honestly,
or what should they do to make us better?
Just to make sure you're doing what you do, and make sure that it pays back to make you happy.
Okay.
Like, look, it's basically like one of those things that make sure that you're spending this time and you're doing all these things that it's making you happy. Like, figure out what you want to do as a player. Do you want to be this top player, top competitor? Do you want to get sponsored? Whatever it may be, as long as you can go to sleep at night and kind of feel good and be like, hey, the time that I'm spending here is worth it to myself, like, that's good. Take care of yourself first. And then once that's accomplished, then you can start to figure out what you can do. Because like if you're already happy, I think there's more ways for you to kind of like branch out and do other things. Otherwise, if you're a sourpuss and you're just pissed about life in general, it's hard for you to contribute to anything that has a positive outcome. So I tell those base players, it's like, you know, find a role model. Maybe if it's yourself or maybe somebody out there who's doing good or bad, whatever the hell your motives are for playing this game. And just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and that's just for happiness, and there's a passion behind it.
Okay. Now the people on your level, the upper echelon, what should they do? How should they give back? Or, you know,
guide the players, shake everybody's hand, do every single
be human.
Be human. Like, you're not no superhuman, dude. You know what I mean? If you start to compare like a superstar in a video game world to a superstar of music or a movie world, it's
there's no comparison.
It's pretty funny to see the difference in scope between the two, and like how large one is compared to the other. We're core at the end of it. Like, it's a core, you know, very niche group. So don't excommunicate yourself from those people, and just like do your best to help the people on the base level kind of find inspiration to do big things.
And like I said, you've come to final round so many times, and you came to this final round at the last minute.
Yeah.
At the last minute.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're here, so thank you for coming. What are you expecting to see? What tournament do you want to watch the most since you are here?
That's the thing. I come here kind of open arms. For the past like 4 or 5 years, I've been coming here for work, whether it's to bring a new game or to show a new build of whatever company it is that I'm working for. But this time I get to chill and relax. You know, I'm excited to do a bunch of different things. Like, the first thing I did was hop onto the arcade room, play some Alpha 2.
That was nice.
Love it. But I want to see how people, right now specifically, I want to see how people play Killer Instinct out here in the East. Because I've been on the West doing all those things, well, the Southeast particularly.
Okay.
There's a lot of great players, so I'm excited to see Killer Instinct. I'm always happy to see Tekken, but the thing that I'm most excited about is seeing people that I only get to see in the community at this event.
Okay.
Because there are people out there who are like great friends of mine that they put Final Round on the pedestal, and then they make sure that no matter what happens during the year, that Final Round is the event that they go to. So it's kind of like that camaraderie, being able to see somebody that I haven't seen or that I wouldn't be able to see anywhere else besides Final Round. That's what's up.
Family reunion, if you will.
Dude, it really is a family reunion. When I was telling like all my friends, my lady, that hey, tomorrow I'm flying out to Final Round, they understand. Because anytime I talk about the people here, it's I talk about Final Round and the people here as family.
Right.
That like it's an extended family. I get more daps and people saying what's up at Final Round more so than any other event in the world. Okay. And like to me, like that's the best part. I'm coming in with luggage hot, and people are like, yo, what up, dude? I haven't seen you so long. Like for me, like that just made the trip. Didn't matter how much money the tickets actually cost, but sometimes that's what I look forward to.
Well, Rich, thank you so very much for coming out. I'm gonna see you down on the floor.
Hell yeah.
All right, so this is it. Scott, Rich, get with us, Final Round 17.